So, hello everybody. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers, and this is the Print on Demand Challenge, day 22. Dun, dun, dun. And the first thing I want to do is I want to open it up to let anyone ask any questions that they might have, any questions that I can help address, uh, any issues I can help resolve before we get any further into what we're working on. All right. So, based on our discussion, let me go and see if I can find the. Oh, hello. All right. So, based on our discussion, let me find the mock schedule. I got to go find the mock schedule. Let me find the mock schedule real quick. So, based on our discussion for the mock schedule, we should be this week. We're going to continue with the printables. And I really, 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 really want to encourage you to do what you can to create as many of your designs and get your listings up this week, to really iron out your schedule so that you're able to create a new design every single day, to do as much as you can, um, so that you can continue to work on getting comfortable, getting familiar, getting used to the print on demand, the Canva tool to help you create designs. Now, at some later point, you may decide that you want to invest some money and hire someone or use a service or buy some already pre-made designs, and that's absolutely fine. But having the capability just to be able to do some of the basics yourself is always a good thing. So I just want to encourage you to try and see what you can to stay on the schedule. Again, this is the week of the 19th, which is where we are. We're in stage 2. And the focus this week is to continue our downloadable game, our printables game, and to make some slight enhancements to our current printable designs. Whether you decide, we can just make simple enhancements. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You could do something simple, like, let me see what my son did today. Okay, so he did summer activities. He didn't do anything exciting. It's still white and black letters and images. So there's nothing fancy about this. Um, Nothing exciting, nothing amazing. It's just very basic what he pulled together. Um, so putting together your designs doesn't have to be fancy. You can, again, a few things that you can do in this particular tool that we have is you can change the color of the fonts by clicking on the text color, choosing a font color that you prefer. If there's not one, you can literally click on the plus sign. And there's two things. I've never showed you guys this. You can, there is a Chrome extension that will allow you to find a hex color. The colors are what they refer to as hex. So there's a hex code for every color, whatever the color happens to be. So when you go out to Lowe's, you go to Home Depot, and you're picking colors, there's actually a hex code that's associated with it. So color hex code. So if there's a color that you like, there is a number that's associated with that color. Okay, some kind of letter number combination. It starts with a pound sign, something else, blah, blah, blah. So if there's a color that you like, you literally can choose one of these other, like you can just Google a color, or you can try and make your own color inside of Canva by moving this little dot across to pick a different color that you prefer. Let's say you want fuchsia, and within fuchsia, maybe you wanted a little more red in there. And if you move the little black dot around once you choose the colors, then you can change what the color of the text is. And as I move it around, these little numbers and letters down here is what's called the hex code. So if you know what your hex code is that you prefer, like eCom Sellers, our hex code is a turquoise bluish color and orange, more reddish orange. And so we know what our hex codes are for eCom Sellers Academy, eCom Sellers Mastery, and all the other stuff that we do. we know what those text codes are. So if there's a color that you don't see that's available inside of here, you can choose a color by clicking on the plus. Okay. That's a simple enhancement that you can choose to make. Another enhancement is you can make things bold or italicized if it'll allow you. You can center things, left justify, right justify, make bullets. You can choose some of the effects. We kind of played with the effects this week and I think the second week. So you can choose any of these effects. You can change your font. You can choose a completely different font style. So yesterday I typed in fun and there were some suggestions, funky, groovy. So if you're making something that's more tailored towards kids, then you can choose the kids and it'll give you some suggested fonts that you could go with for kids. Okay. All right. So you can choose any of those. If at any time you don't like something that you created, you can always undo it. So you can click on the little arrow up at the top, which is where I am up here. Again, we named our files up here. If you want to add any animation to any of your images, so that way you have a like sort of a video, which is really not a true video like we always think of, but just the video concept. You can animate, use the animation, or you can choose the video feature. You can upload your own images so that your images are the image that you found that you like is in there. Let me undo that. So you have the upload feature, you have the elements feature. So we kind of went through a lot of these. You can change your backgrounds, you can change your style, again, more things. So playing with this tool is extremely helpful. Then going back to, we also looked at the templates. So I showed you guys templates in our early journey. So we've already gone through that. And then the other thing yesterday was we talked about, superimposing as we begin the process of moving towards products. It's Wednesday, it's hump day, moving towards putting our designs on something or a piece of our design on something, or thinking about bundles for the future so we can increase our minimum order value. We kind of looked at within Canva where we have print products and you can sample applying your design to something, or you can create a design on the fly and you can always order it and send it to yourself. So all of those things are things that we have the capability of doing inside of Canva. If you choose the free version, there's going to be some limitations on what images are available to you and maybe what elements are available to you. If you choose the paid version, I think I said before, it's like $6.49 a month. So if you can afford that, that's fantastic. If you can't, it's okay. So I want to make sure that we address all of those questions. Are there any questions that we have about some of the basic functionality of Canva? Because now we will have played with it for a little over 2.5 weeks. Hopefully. If you haven't had a chance to play with it 2.5 weeks, don't beat yourself up. We can start from where you are, but I want to make sure you have the opportunity to use the tool. All right. So the next thing is kind of expanding the tools that we potentially have available to us. And there's a lot of different tools, but expanding some of the tools that you have available to create designs. So Adobe Spark was one of them. And I said we're going to play with Adobe Spark this week. So that'll probably be tomorrow. We also have PicMonkey. We may look at both of those tomorrow. And you may like Adobe Spark over PicMonkey or over Canva. I will say that Adobe Spark costs a little bit more. Canva, this one is $6.49. So I think PicMonkey is around $9.99. I can escape and we can go look at that pricing. And then Be Funky. So I have way too many windows open. So let me just add to all the other windows that I have open. So just a second, let me put this over here. And there we go. All right. All right, I hear somebody unmuting. Go ahead. What's your question while I'm pulling this together? So PicMonkey pricing, that is a big number, but I think they have a monthly. This is billed annual. Okay. So if you bill monthly is $7.99, so just a dollar fifty more than Canva, basically $1.50 more than Canva, unless you want to sign up for the annual. Again, I would always encourage you to play with the tool before you decide which one you want to get. If you want to get what it looks like the functionality and features are almost equivalent to Canva, you can pay the $12.99 a month, or you can buy it annually. Again, it's more. So that's the reason why we start with Canva, because one, it's inexpensive. And even if you do the paid version, it's still inexpensive. And then Be Funky, I forget. I did this so long ago. So this is for editing images. As you continue to work with whatever your path is for the products that you're going to sell, sometimes if you're going to decide that you want to incorporate into your business customizations for people who buy stuff from you. So maybe you want to do t-shirts, and there's a lot of t-shirts that are sold in memory of a specific person. So they get that person's face superimposed on a t-shirt with some words, about that person, or maybe something that was a quote for that person, or their lifespan dates, that kind of stuff. Um, then this is a photo editing tool. If you want to animate it in some kind of way, or you want to clean it up a little bit more, this is a great tool to play with. However, it's still going to require you to learn the tool. Can you update images inside of Canva? You do have some, but this allows you to do just a little bit more. So as you can see, like this one, retouching photos, this person's acne and cleaning it up. If you have that level of skill set to be able to do that kind of stuff, fantastic. If you don't worry about it. You can also hire a VA or a service to do some of that for you. You can take an existing photo and kind of modify it some. So it's a pretty cool tool to play with. But again, if this is not your gift, if this is, as Renata would say, not your ministry, then again, don't jump in. Well, I'm not trying to stress you out. I'm just trying to let you know what's available to you, so that you have the ability to go and say, oh, yeah, I can see how I can use this in my business, or no, that's way too advanced and maybe next year, or maybe never. You may say never. Stencil. So stencil pricing, I think this is still yet a little bit more. All of these are going to be a little bit higher. So let's do paid monthly. So if you get stencils, $15 a month and $20. So again, I am doing my best to keep you out of, cost and expenses. But if there's something that you can't find or can't do inside of Canva, you can't find, or maybe you need more options, some of these others can prove helpful. Adobe was extremely, or is extremely helpful to me, because we are doing books. We're doing workbooks and planners and low content books. And so Adobe allows you the opportunity to merge together multiple PDFs. So I love that tool and the functionality it has. We also, within our Adobe account that we also have video editing capability. We use that for other stuff. We use that for like our summits and things like that. But you have the ability to take an existing still and turn it into a video. So Adobe has a lot of features, but it is expensive compared to Canva's cost. Okay, because Canva again is $6.49. So I'm just pointing out some of these other tools that may or may not help you in what you're trying to accomplish with your business long term. And it could be that these are tools that you're not going to use right now, that you're going to use them later in your business. And if you're going to use them later, that's fantastic. So there's only a finite number of images that are inside of Canva provided and delivered. And sometimes you need more. So Photoshop, for us, Adobe Photoshop has a lot of royalty-free images, and so that's helpful to us. Stencil has a lot of images, as you can see, as well, that may be helpful to you, so you can decide which one. This has over 1 million images, photos. Like that's crazy. This one has unlimited. So I think 1 million is enough. Icons, graphics. So, and then fonts, you have over 5,000 fonts for commercial use, logos, watermarks. Again, some of these, as you continue to grow your business, this might be something you come back and look at. Snappa, so again, online graphics, definitely used by lots of companies, and pricing. This is billed yearly, so we have to move to the monthly just to see what it is. Monthly, uh, there we go, $15 a month for the pro plan, and then you can see what's available to you. So there's going to be some similarities to Stencil and Snappa, and I forget what the other one was. And then a Creative Market. So some people will go with Creative Market to buy designs. There's another one. I forgot the other one. I need to go get the other one. Um, so Creative Market is one that you can use to go and buy designs, and people will use those designs in their Canva, Canva creation business. So they have a lot of different designs that are available to you. Canva templates. Um, Shopify, if you decide you're going to get a Shopify store, there is a lot of things that you can buy on the creative market because a lot of these people are graphic artists. So when you're at a place where you're ready to do something more advanced, instead of basic text and color, changing my background, changing my font color, adding an image, maybe putting some animations on it. If you want to do something more than those four, then Creative Market may have something that you're potentially looking for. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to look up a couple of things that I know that people are doing. So if I look up something that is related to scriptures, let's just see scripture quotes, and they got SVG images. So this one has 15 design sets that you can come in and buy, already done for you. 103 on this one, 18 on this one, 15, 16. And so you can click on it. This one has 20 designs. So if you decide you want to click on it, they've got some where you can see, okay, these are the shirts. And then the other great thing is that you can sell your stuff on this platform. But this one has 14. So if I click on this one, again, you can do the same thing inside of Canva. Trust me, you can. You can do this font. You can do this exact design. All of these yourself. Or if you want to save yourself even more time and energy, you can come over to Creative Market and you can buy some of your designs and yourself, saving yourself time and energy by doing so. Okay. So if you don't have the bandwidth in your life and there's something available to you based on what you're selling, what you're offering, you can see what Creative Market can do for you. So let's go and see if there's anything that's recipe related. It might be recipe ebooks, hold on, recipe ebook, recipe book, recipe template, recipe card, recipe mockup. So since we're doing cards, let's see what they've got for card mockups. Again, if you want to do something advanced, this is clearly advanced. Now, could you potentially create something similar, not exactly the same? Yeah, you could. You can go find an image for something that you're trying to create inside of the stock images that are available in Canva, or you can get another account and import those images into Canva, or you can just start with the other platform that has the images and then export that particular PNG file to Canva and import it and then add your text. So you could make something like this. These are recipe cards. This one's a recipe book. So they give you templates that you can work with. This is very advanced, very fancy, very nice. So you may not be at this place when you first start off. Oh my gosh, this one's gorgeous. So this one's perfect. I saw a smoothie. Okay. So here's a picture of a smoothie, and then they've got the little words on top of it. Could we find a picture of a smoothie inside of Canva, recreate something similar, and then put a block on top of that and put our text on top of that? Yeah, you could. But for some people, they're like, it's taking me 9 hours to do this image. Now, again, that's just exaggeration. Sorry. That is not, it shouldn't take you 9 hours. Like some of these you can do very quickly, even if you double the amount of time that it takes me to do it. Because as you continue to play with the Canva tool, you'll get faster and faster. But let's just say hypothetically, you're like, this is taking me forever and I'd rather just go buy. Then Creative Market is where you can go to buy some of this work already done for you, to make it easy, and then you can go and flip it and sell it. And this one's actually, these are in Canva. So that means that they will share, if you buy this bundle, they will share the Canva template with you. And then all you have to do is just replace it with your image and your words. And the rest of the background, you can even change the background. So you can make this maybe gray and beige instead of this teal, this light green and sort of peach color. So they're giving you the templates. So I just want you to be aware of that. I'm not trying to encourage you to spend the money. What I'm trying to encourage you to do is to invest time in getting comfortable with the tool, because a lot of the stuff that's sold on Creative Market, you can create inside of Canva. You really can. It's just a matter of patience and then consistency. Like riding a bike, all of us probably fail. There's that one friend of ours that we kind of looked sideways at. They got on the bike and took off, and we're like, we don't like them. But the rest of us are all together in the fact that we all had to start off slow, and eventually, with repetition and consistency over time, we got faster. So then you can also place orders for graphic designs through Fiverr, Upwork. There's a couple of other services. We use Floxy and Design and Graphic Rhythm Design. I did have a Design Pickle account. I don't like them at all, but it's a personal issue for me. But you can, there's others that are available. These are just high level, just giving you a brain dump. But Design Pickle, they have graphic artists there. Floxy does have graphic artist design there. And Graphic Rhythm Design, they have graphic artists there. And one thing about Graphic Rhythm Design is that they will actually make designs for your listing. So they do a lot of the instructional or informational images that you see on Amazon listings. A lot of that is coming from Graphic Rhythm Design, because he's Ian Bauer, who's the owner. He is an Amazon seller, and so he created the business based on that. So just want to put that out there. So if you, again, I would encourage you to continue to work with the tool, continue to get comfortable with the tool, continue to get faster and better by using the tool. If you have not etched out time that you can commit to work in the business, fix that schedule, because the schedule is potentially there could be a number of things. The schedule could be contributing to why you're not doing the daily assignments, why you're not able to create one design a day. And so once you iron out the specifics of the schedule or get better at fixing the schedule, because the schedule is not going to be perfect when you first build it, it's going to have to be rebuilt and readjusted and rebuilt again. But the point is, once you find a groove or a rhythm, or your body becomes adjust to, this is the work time, this is the time I sit down every day at 7 o'clock and I do a design no matter what, so that 2 months from now, when it's 7 o'clock, your body's on autopilot going, hey, I'm supposed to be sitting down doing a design right now. Why am I, whatever it happens to be? So, and definitely if one of your challenges is your family, then let them know, hey, I just need you to know I love seeing y'all. I'm glad that y'all stopped by. Or I'm so glad that you called me, whatever it happens to be. Let's just get together after I finish working. Every day at 7 o'clock, I work in my business for at least an hour. I'm really trying to grow my business. Or every day I work in my business for 2 hours during this time. How about we connect before or after that? Or how about we connect this weekend or something like that? Letting them know that you're committed to growing your business and making it become something amazing before you leave this earth, a legacy that you can leave for them, something that you've created that they can take the ball and run with it. So that's one of the other great things about print on demand. Whatever you build, and if you build it big enough, you can definitely bring in your children or your other family members or a friend, and so that that business can continue on without you. And because print on demand is so simplistic, when you get to a place where you're making enough money where you can hire a VA, they can take over and continue to allow the business to run, and you don't have to work in the business every single day. You don't have to create designs every single day. You can work on the business, and your work on the business could be like Tim Ferriss's 4-day work week, 4-hour work week, not 4-day work week, 4-hour work week. All of us would like to get to a 4-hour work week. And there are people that do that. There's a guy that I met through Amy Weiss, where he literally works like 45 minutes, 5 days a week in his business, and he's done working. Like all of us would like to get to that point where he just works 45 minutes. He has 10-minute or 15-minute touch bases with 2 VAs, and then he does one thing to follow up, and then he's done, and he logs out for the rest of the day. And we all aspire to get to that place. I would love to get to that place. So think beyond today. Building this habit of consistency, you working in your business, is going to serve you well long term, if you're wanting to build this to become something that your family can take over at some later point. Now, the other side of this, being a person that is still sort of every other day, not every day, struggling with the recovery, ongoing recovery of COVID, I get that there are moments where it's like, okay, I can't think of whatever it is I'm trying to think of. It struggles to focus for a period of time. And when you have those moments, that's when I get up and I'm like, okay, I always have in my mind, this is just me working on continuing to be disciplined. When I know that I'm at that place where my brain is like, we're done here, or I can't think of anything else right now. I need you to get up and move, get some oxygen to the brain, and then you can come back and sit down. Then I'll go do something like start a load of laundry, which I normally, under normal circumstances, would not do that. I sit down and I work and until my timer goes off, and then I take my break then. But I found that sometimes I have to have intermittent breaks. And if that's where you are in your life, then take your intermittent breaks. I'll go downstairs, stick something in the microwave, go put something in the crock pot, come back upstairs, sit down, and be able to work for another 45 minutes and be just fine. So if you find that you're at those places where you're not able to focus as much as you used to be able to, and I raise my hand for an extended period of time, then take those brain breaks. There's a reason why strategically this is a 30-minute training. It is 30 minutes for 2 reasons. One, I've come to the realization that I can do 2-hour trainings, but there's a law of diminishing return in the quality that I can give in 2 hours. It's still good, but it's not as good. The passion is not there as long as it's not sustainable for me anymore. And I don't know why that is. And I attribute that to COVID. I think, once I get whatever this is out of my body or completely gone or whatever, or everything restores itself, I won't have this challenge. And so again, all of us have our own challenges. Some of us may be getting older. Some of us may be trying to balance life with kids. Some of us might be trying to balance a job. Some of us might be caring for family members. Like whatever that is, don't beat yourself up in this journey. If there are moments where you have to take a break because you have to take a break, then do that. But if it is because you are having challenges with procrastination, that's a completely different thing. And that is a battle that you need to win because we only get so much time left on this earth. So do what you can to work on the focus and concentration. So the last thing I wanted to do, we're going to look at Adobe Spark tomorrow, and I will show that to you. And I'll probably log into our PicMonkey account so you can see that as well. That may or may not be your cup of tea, both of them, because they are more expensive. So my point is, Canva is the tool that's the most affordable for what we're doing. It really, really is. And it is also the tool that is most used. And there's a lot of functionality and features inside of Canva, which is totally awesome. It is $6.49. I mean, it really is sort of affordable. So we are going to talk about this side, which is some of the suppliers. And so as we get into some of the suppliers, because we're going to tiptoe into that by Saturday next week, we're actually going to put our products onto a design on a platform. So we're going to talk through the platforms. I don't know where my thing is anymore. We're going to talk through the platforms And I am so looking forward to that side of talking through the platforms. So next week, the goal, so you can sort of get it in your brain at this point, is we're going to start building products starting on Sunday. We have a minimum goal of 3 products that we're going to put our designs on. And again, don't overthink the word design. It is sometimes as simple as words that are in a completely different font in black lettering. That is your design. Nothing complex. And as you saw yesterday, I made a coffee mug with a giraffe on the fly. I think it took me about 10 minutes to do, and I was done. It is not overly complicated. It's 3 minimum, 5 if you're going to stretch. Okay. And we're going to um, do that on 2 different platforms so that we are prepared to, um, you know, test out those platforms, maybe get a sample, see what it's like, and then also go out there and do some Google reviews on some of these to see. My son Nicholas is home. So some Google reviews to see what people have to say about the products that they receive from some of these platforms. Okay. So with that, any questions that I can answer, anything that I can help you with?
No questions for now for me.
All right. Okay. Well, with that being said, it's our time. So I will see you tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to putting some stuff on some designs. I'm ready to put some designs up. All right. We will say goodbye for now. Talk to you guys later.